Then we move on to the main concept of Kulturvergleich, and for this we have a lot of scientists who have developed models as to how to compare two cultures. This is purely for understanding purpose. So far they haven't asked these kind of questions in exams. So there was a scientist called Geert von Hofstede. He basically gives a lot of categories based on which you can compare two cultures, and each category gets a rating, and if the rating is high then it means something, if the rating is low it means the other way around. We will see these categories now. This Machtdistanz, it means who has the authority and the hierarchy. So does a hierarchy exist in the society, and does that hierarchy also dictate the power distribution among the people? So if this Machtdistanz factor is very high, then it means that there is a lot of inequality among people in that particular culture. If the factor is very low, then the inequality is basically less among people. That means if you treat somebody badly because of your power, in countries where there is less inequality, then you will be sent before court and you will have to face the penalty. Whereas in a country where this Machtdistanz is very high, even if you ill-treat certain people, you can get away with it. The book gives a high factor for India, saying that there are a lot of inequalities and people who are rich, they get away with whatever they do. Whereas in Europe it is less. That means even if you mistreat somebody, then the local public will come and question you. So this is a very good factor to compare two cultures. Then you have Individualismus gegenüber Kollektivismus. So it's about Gruppenzugehörigkeit and individuality. So how much does a person feel that he should follow or he belongs to a particular group, and whatever the group says is the truth despite of his own personal opinion. That is what this factor judges. So when it comes to India, the book gives a factor which is high in number, saying that the individuality gets lost if the person is being dictated by the group. And it gives a less number for Europa, where you say though the person believes that he belongs to a group, but his voice, he or she feels that it still has to be heard properly and it has to be responded, otherwise he will leave the group. So that way Europe is more individual compared to that of India. Then you have Maskulinität or Feminität. It basically shows how the people are assuming their roles in the social society. So in Europe, most of the men work, and women, once they go to like family life, that's it, they can forget about their career. And some women, they don't even learn that much, they just stop with Ausbildung and then they basically go into family and say, my main role is checking the family health and well-being, and I will go and take care of the family while the men go out and work. So again, this factor is very high in Europe and very less in India. Meaning in India, both men and women are putting their efforts and work, and the clear role and verteilung is not there, which is causing a lot of confusions. Whereas that kind of confusions is not happening in Europe. Unsicherheitsvermeidung. It basically means the risk-taking capacity, or how much the people are open to surprise elements in their day-to-day life. So if the factor is very high, then there will be a lot of rules and regulations implemented in the society to avoid all the surprise. So that's why Germany is called as land of rules and regulations, because they don't want to be caught off guard. Okay, they basically try to get everything straight, and just like executing a plan, they want their day-to-day life to go as well. Basically stability and Sicherheit it's all about. Whereas in India, it's not that high compared to Germany. So you can surprise anybody by doing a surprise visit and put them in trouble. But I think hopefully this thing is changing nowadays. Langzeitorientierung. So Langzeitorientierung means how futuristic those people are and how attached are they towards their culture and the tradition to have a stable social relationship with the society. So if the factor is very high, then the value for tradition and the social relationship is very important for that cultural people. So how the world sees them is kind of important, and they always try to stick to the tradition and stick to the social code. But with globalization, all these things are changing, but comparatively Germany has got less connection towards its traditions and its social structure. They basically say, okay, I don't even care what the society might think. If I want this, then I would get it done. And they were hit by war and they have gone through a lot of globalization. So this is changing a lot.
With that, the chapter comes to an end. Please feel free to like, subscribe and comment to the channel. If you have any questions, then contact me via email or put down your comments and I'll be able to reply. Thank you.